Elon Musk is a well-known figure for us. He's famous for being one of the richest men in the world and is considered a visionary, especially for leading futuristic companies like the rocket manufacturer SpaceX and the electric car company, Tesla. However, the magnate is also quite controversial and eccentric, particularly due to his statements, opinions, and how he conducts his business. This was evident during the acquisition of the now former social media platform Twitter. For example, Musk's ambitions seem increasingly bold, and it's clear that the billionaire's goal is to change or shape the world as we know it. He aims to create a colony of humans on Mars through SpaceX, a global internet network via Starlink satellites, and enable Tesla cars to travel between energy stations scattered around the planet. Almost all of these are utopian and technological projects that currently bear his name or that of his companies. However, the news we received this last week of January is truly impressive. In 2016, Elon Musk founded Neuralink, a medical research company with the goal of assisting patients in various types of treatments through data processing chips similar to those used in computers and smartphones. Currently, the novelty has been received with optimism by patients and researchers seeking development in the field for years. However, gradually, this initial enthusiasm has given way to a series of concerns, especially when the company's CEO made it clear that his interests were to integrate the human brain with artificial intelligence through chips implanted in people. At that time, this raised many concerns, and various organizations expressed their worries about the possible consequences of such research, not to mention all the ethical aspects that would need to be reviewed. Yet, what seemed possible only for a distant future or for science fiction stories became a reality on January 29, 2024, when Musk announced through a brief note on his page that the first brain implant had been successfully performed. What are the implications of this for us? What can we expect? In this video, we will present everything we know so far about this procedure. First and foremost, it's important to understand that this type of study involving the installation of microchips in the human brain is not exclusive to Neuralink. Several research projects are currently being developed, and the results seem increasingly promising. Most of them, including Musk's company, focus on patients with neurological diseases or those who could improve their quality of life through targeted improvements to the central organ. This is the case with BrainGate, which has been testing people with Parkinson's and other degenerative diseases since 2012, and BlackRock Neurotech, which works similarly with its implant called Udo. Right. The goal of these initiatives is to serve as a form of treatment, allowing people with incurable diseases to regain their dignity. One of the significant potentials of this technology is to promote the connection between the brain's electrical signals and a computer or machine. Prosthetics equipped with similar chips could be controlled through receptors and become part of the patient's body. As we mentioned, Neuralink also has these ambitions. In fact, this goal is still a flagship of the company and is considered a priority. However, with Elon Musk, things are never so simple. In fact, that's how the executive presented his startup in 2016, and the studies being developed until now necessarily pass through this perspective. What usually concerns us are the intentions behind this. For example, in various presentations, interviews, and publications, Musk makes it clear that he fears the possible implications of advances in artificial intelligence. In fact, if we are not careful, this type of technology can advance to a point where it will be difficult to control. However, for Musk, the solution is not to create safety parameters for research in the field, but to apply its use in a chip implanted in our heads, creating a symbiosis with technology, a kind of collective artificial intelligence. It seems contradictory, right? Apparently, Musk's greatest fear is that machine intelligence surpasses human intelligence, but this wouldn't happen if they were united as one. From this perspective, the reasoning makes sense. However, if we take a step back and analyze the possible consequences, we can see how catastrophic it could be. After all, we cannot risk the future of humanity out of fear of having our mental capacity surpassed by a machine. However, this is not the current goal of the implant performed by Neuralink, at least not for now. The current chip has been in development since at least 2019, and brings significant improvements over the competitors mentioned earlier. For comparison, the other implants have between 10 and 256 electrodes, so they don't come close to the technology being developed by Elon Musk's company. In 2019, Musk said he wanted to start human trials, beginning with patients with spinal cord injuries between vertebrae C1 and C4. who typically have limited movements in all limbs below the neck. However, the pandemic significantly delayed the company's plans. Human trials were suspended, but research continued, albeit without many relevant announcements. This changed in September 2023 when Elon Musk publicly announced that after numerous ups and downs, his implant had received regulatory approval, such as from the FDA analogous to Brazil's Anvisa, to start clinical trials in humans. From that moment, his company released a form and began to receive interest from volunteers willing to test the new technology, the brain-computer interface (BCI). In this case, the group prioritized by Neuralink was the same as previously announced, i.e., people with paralysis caused by trauma or degenerative diseases. The goal was to allow them to control a computer cursor or keyboard with the power of thought for communication or simple tasks. For this, the chip would be implanted in an area of the brain responsible for planning and commanding motor functions to control the machine through electrical signals, just as it is done with our body. Additionally, the device would use artificial intelligence to read and interpret brain activity to then give the command to be executed. So far, this was the only mission revealed about this technology in Neuralink's devices. Shortly after this September announcement, the company became embroiled in controversy as veterinarians sent complaints about the alleged results of tests being conducted on animals. According to them, the research was mainly conducted on monkeys, but there were also other models with brain chemistry similar to ours, such as genetically modified rats. The complaints stated that the subjects suffered severe consequences after receiving implants, such as paralysis, seizures, brain swelling, and many suffered during the tests. Elon Musk did not directly deny the complaints, but said that various models used were in the terminal phase to minimize risks in healthy animals, justifying the negative results. Despite suspicions and questions generated by these events, the study continued until we recently received news of the first procedure performed on humans. The announcement was made directly by the company's founder on his personal social media page. The announcement reads as follows: "The first human being received a Neuralink implant yesterday and is recovering well. Initial results show promising detection of neuronal spikes. These spikes are described by the activity of cells responsible for transmitting information through the brain and body via chemical and electrical impulses, meaning that at least in this initial moment, both the device and the artificial intelligence-controlled program produced by Neuralink seem to be working as expected." This first product was named telepathy, in the literal translation from English. The reason for the choice relates to the program's expected goals, such as device and prosthetic control, all wirelessly, using only the power of thought. This first phase of the human trial is expected to last approximately 6 years and primarily aims to ensure the safety of the implant and the procedure used to place it in the brain, which is done through a surgical robot. Yes, when it comes to Elon Musk, it seems that innovations have no limits. The idea is that the implants are performed through surgeries commanded by a robot. This stage may already be tested more extensively on non-human subjects, and now moves on to the next stage of research. It truly feels like we are increasingly living in a science fiction movie, doesn't it? Future publications should be made in specialized journals in scientific, medical, biological, and technological fields. Only then will we know more detailed information about the procedure. For now, we can celebrate the success of this first intervention and hope that it truly brings benefits to those who need it most. However, it's never too much to keep our eyes open to take care of our future. After all, it's not fair that the fate of many is determined by the thoughtless choices of a few. Do you agree with me? Until next time.
Get over here, he's online! I don't think he can hold it back. Should we unplug him?
Let him fight for us. He's our only hope.
Simulate the war, simulate to war. You are here to score, you can do more. Fire up your core, amazingly hardcore. In this cosmic bro, look at you with humanity within. I'm not here to win.